May it be an evening star.
Welcome to our weekly pause. Our theme this month is rivers and streams, but first let us take time to turn aside from the busyness of our day, to relax into a time where we can take unhurried breaths and create some stillness for ourselves and others watching this video. As a sign of our coming together, I will light my candle, and I invite you, if it is so safe so to do, to light yours. We begin our reflection with some words from the poem The Brook by Alfred Lord Tennyson. I come from haunts of coot and hern, I make a sudden sally, I sparkle out amongst the fern to bicker down the valley. By 30 hills I hurry down, or slip between the ridges, by 20 thorps a little town, and 100 bridges. I chatter over stony ways, in little sharps and trebles, I bubble into eddying bays, and babble on the pebbles. With many a curve my banks I fret, by many a field and fallow, and many a fairy foreland set, with willow weed and mallow. I wind about and in and out, with here a blossom sailing, and here and there a lusty trout, and here and there a grayling, and draw them all along and flow to join the brimming river. For men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. I slip, I slide, I gloom, I glance among my skimming swallows. I make the netted sunbeam dance against my sandy shallows. I murmur under moon and stars in brambly wilderness. I linger by my shingly bars, I loiter round my cresses, and out again I curve and flow to join the brimming river. For men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. In his poem, Tennyson attempts to portray the nature of a brook, a small stream, an active body of water, making a sudden sally, hurrying down, chattering, slipping and sliding. All activity, and this activity draws in others. It frets its banks, blossoms sail on it, fish live in it. All this as it slides and slips and makes the sunbeams dance. Under moon and stars it lingers and loiters. When its pace slows and there is more time for quiet reflection, the brook is active and interacts. Do we notice our effect on those around us? Do they find us enthusiastic and playful? Are there times when we can be more reflective and help others to find some periods of peace? And notice that the stream is not its own end. And out again I curve and flow to join the brimming river. The stream's destiny is to join a bigger body of water, the river, to contribute to its life, and to contribute all that it has collected on its journey from valley and hills, over pebbles and shallows, on its unique journey to join the river. What of our lives and experience? What do we contribute to our collective life? For our piece of music, we're going to listen to part of Vltava, one of 6 symphonic poems about his fatherland by the Czech composer Bedřich Smetana. He depicts the river, known as the Moldar in English, on its journey. Brook, streams and rivers interact with what they encounter, being themselves, but also being transformed by what they encounter. I bubble into eddying bays. I babble on the pebbles. By their very nature, they are fluid and open to change. They have a force to exert, but do so in response to their environment and surroundings. We too need to be fluid in our lives, being ourselves, but also responding to those around us and the situations in which we find ourselves. Change is part of life, and we need to respond positively if we are to continue to flow on. In a few short lines, John O'Donoghue, poet and philosopher, captures this idea of change and continuity. I would love to live like a river flows, carried by the surprise of its own unfolding. In a moment, I will extinguish my candle as a sign that our pause for breath has concluded. Though our lives will flow on from this time. And in that flow, may we experience challenge and support, reassurance and surprise, love and fellowship, in our individual and collective journeys.